Like as the waves make towards the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end. Shakespeare. Welcome to the Written Apocalypse, a show dedicated to the authors of the apocalypse. Join us each week for insights into their work and the works of others.
And then I was like, well, I've always written, I've always written short stories. I'm gonna try to write a novel. And then I wrote a novel. And here we are a year later, and I'm on my fourth novel with the sixth one written and just editing, and the seventh one almost written. So that's where I am. That's who I am. I'm not really special.
So you just released a book, right?
I did, actually. I'm trying
with
to
a ironic cover art.
Right.
Is that crazy or what?
It is dystopian, and it's like rebel orphans. And I was like, whoa, I'm actually halfway through your book. I just got to the 53% mark. So I was like, okay, it's nothing like hers. So at least we got that going for us. Yeah, that was pretty neat. When I saw the dragonfly or whatever, hold on, I got it right here. Ready? Dun, 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 dun.
Yay, there it is.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Just released this week. And I don't know, I never did good with my first releases, but it's always the third release in the series that it picks up really high. So
I think people wait for it.
I know, right? Well, that's why I was trying the rapid release this time instead of, so I'd already written two pretty much before I decided to release. That way I could get it out there faster, and then maybe that would help.
Yeah, that's
like I said, I don't know what I'm
doing too. The second book in the Insurrection trilogy is due out next Tuesday, as a matter of fact.
Yay!
Yeah.
No,
so we're just releasing them.
Right. Well, that's
awesome.
Have you seen well, obviously you're 20 books to 50K or whatever. So I kind of was looking at that theory of selling, and I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Let's try that instead this time, instead of
for the rapid release.
Yeah. So the first Project Dandelion book I wrote, I didn't think I'd write a sequel or anything, but then everybody, once it I didn't even expect it to pick up. I was just writing it for my friends and stuff, and then that picked up, and then it was everybody was like, well, where's the sequel? Where's the sequel? And I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna write the sequel. And then after I had written the sequel, I was like, I should probably market this and try to make it a little better. I still haven't done paid advertising, which scares me, but I want to try that sometime.
Yeah, that can be. That's an experience all its own. So when does the next one come out?
June 23rd, and then July 24th will be the third. But
very nice.
Yeah, so I was trying to hit this 28-day mark. I don't know, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one was different. It was super weird too. I don't even know where the idea came from, but it was it's spirit. So basically the event, the post-apocalyptic event, is that humanity built portals to the spirit realm so they could cross over to the spirit realm. And once they started doing that, everyone was like, well, why are we here? So let's just all go. But you could kind of portal hop. So you have what I call them the can't commits, the ones that can't commit to the spirit realm full time, but they still, kind of hang out at the portals to try to let their bodies live. It's very weird science fiction, fantasy mix. I don't even know. I don't write to market. I should write to market. We'll get there when I'm older or when I'm better. I don't know.
Hey, as long as you're loving it, that's the important part. It's always important, I think, to also like what you're doing.
So can I ask you? Oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead, yeah.
I was going to say, can I ask you a question, though? Because how did you jump from your dystopia series and Sun's Fury to this one? The Insurrection. I'm reading it, so now
I write that way.
Huh?
I literally write that way. I have a 9 Meals book coming out shortly as well, with the second one to follow that. I tend to write more than one book at a time. I'm in the process of writing 5 in 5 different series. I have the 5th book in the dystopia series I've been working on, and then 2 of the 9 Meals series, and then the Insurrection series, and then also part of a shared universe that's fixing to come out that's being written by 5 authors. And we've almost finished the first one. They're also going to rapid release. So, and that's going to be through Angry Eagle Publishing. It's a shared universe, which means that once it comes out, all authors are welcome to write within this world. and you can just pick up the storyline and kind of go off the left somewhere, make up a set of characters that are coming out of the city, or do whatever you want to do with it. And so it makes it really interesting because, in fact, we are on purpose leaving holes in the story so that people can pick these up and move forward with them.
Crazy. Oh my, see, this is what I was going to say. I was kind of nervous to join tonight because I'm like, man, I do not feel as professional as everybody I've heard joining lives yet. But I'll be there someday.
Hey, you're doing great.
Oh, thanks.
You know, I have a funny story about how we met. It was on TikTok.
Oh yeah, you did see me on live on TikTok. Yeah, that was my first time.
I was testing out the TikTok, and I put up this background that you see behind me, only I did it through the pixel loop and got it so that the explosion was going and stuff like that. And it was like the very first thing I put on TikTok because it's a huge black hole. But it's up and coming, so I was going to check it out and experiment with it, and you liked it. And I was like, oh, who's that? I have a like. So I went and I checked it out, and there you are. And I was like, oh, girl, you got to come join us.
The funny thing was, so when I wrote my first series, like I told you about the story, it was a weird pregnancy dream. I woke up like at 2 a.m. I was like, babe, what if all these kids were stuck in a bunker? Like that was the end of the world, but they saved the kids so they could follow this new world order government because they wanted like malleable kids based with a certain genetic sequence that were like adaptable to like their rule. And then it went deeper than that, obviously after that. But I didn't realize that post-apocalyptic prepper based was a genre. Like, so I'd started researching because I was like, this is what I'm writing. I'm writing very prepper based. I didn't want them to have superpowers. I didn't want them to have anything like crazy. I just wanted like prepper based from their own skills being able to survive. And that's where I started. Like I found the Written Apocalypse. I found a bunch of different groups. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. There's a whole thing out there about this. And I thought it was being unique, but apparently I was not. So yeah.
Yes. Yes, there is like prepper fiction and survival fiction. And that's how the show came about a couple of years ago, because I own Prepper Podcast and I had a gap in programming. And I thought, well, I write my books with prepper stuff in it. And a lot of the books that I had read also had a bunch of prepper stuff. And I'm like, hey, I need to have these people on a show. So then I started this show. And we used to just do it as a podcast, but everybody loves video. They want to see your gorgeous face. And so I'm forcing everybody to. This was the hardest thing in the world for me because I hate video. Oh, I am just terrified of the video. The first couple of videos I did, I just stuttered through them like I was a dork. And oh man, no, I wasn't even brave enough to meet your TikTok challenge.
I know.
Did you see? At some point, I'll do it.
So I don't know if my first live challenge. I didn't. Okay, so man, who was it? It was some radio show in England. They were asking for people to come on. It was not that I want to say it was a scam, but it was kind of like it's like a 5-minute interview. And I was like, whatever, they're doing it for free. I'll jump on and just say my piece. He said he would do a phone call. And so I wasn't like in my mind, I was like, it's a phone call. So he was like 5 minutes till we're calling on Skype. And so I figured it was the audio on Skype. And I didn't realize that they were doing a video while I was in the studio with everybody in there. And like obviously only my voice was going out live. But my husband had a Christmas party. He's a Navy, so we do random Christmas parties and stuff. But I was half dressed with my hair half done and a tank top on, very exposed. And I'm like, he's like, you're on in 1 minute. So I click, yeah, because I'm expecting to do the phone. He's like, we're live. And I was like, oh, like I'm staring at him and I had to talk for like 10 minutes like this. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know. So, yeah. So that was my first live. And after that, I'm like, it can't get worse than that, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I even still stutter, it's just like, So what's up next for you? Once you finish this series, what do you got going on?
So this series, once this one's done in July, I have an audiobook. So I box set my Project Dandelion, and then I got, oh my God, after a lot of troubles with audio narrators, I'm so much like Carol Baskin troubles. It was bad, but anyway, so I found a great narrator, so she's gonna get those done at the end of the year, and then I think and my husband actually might deploy again, so if he does, I have to slow down a little bit because it's just me and the kids in quarantine. So, but I think I'm gonna actually do another post-apocalyptic book. That's kind of what I was thinking of before all this. So, but then this story wouldn't leave me alone, so I just kind of went with that. I don't know.
Sometimes that's how it is. It just won't leave you alone.
Yeah. It was weird too. I mean, it is very weird. It's a little different from the stuff that I even read. I mean, I like dystopian, so I think I probably pulled it back to dystopian, but it is very fantasy, not very fantasy, like meets science fiction. You know, like it was the portal technology I'm discussing where the portals, you know, are crossing to the spirit realm, but then it's very fantasy where there's like almost like a magical element. Even like there's witches talking about magic. It's very different, but I don't know. I liked it. I think it turned out well, and I've gotten. I didn't. So usually I have a team, or I've had a team for Project Dandelion after the first book release, and I love them, but they kind of. I didn't want to like step on anyone's toes or like ask them to do my next books too. So I just kind of put this one out to the wind and got a bunch of random people to read it that I didn't even know, and they weren't too harsh, so that's nice. But then they liked it, so I don't know. Yeah, like. Nobody can kind of figure out what genre it fits in yet, so I'm hoping, I don't know, with more study, we'll be able to figure that out. We'll see.
Hey, sometimes you get across those lines, you know. I have a question for you. Dave wants to know, what inspired you to start writing post-apocalyptic, and are you a prepper in real life? Okay,
so the post-apocalyptic first book that I wrote was the Project Dandelion. Literally, it's so hard to explain that, you know, like a pregnancy dreams, they're always so intensely crazy. So I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I was like, babe, wake up. I had this crazy dream where all these kids are locked in a bunker and it's the end of the world. So from that, I started to write that story, and it turned into like a Lord of the Flies-esque thing. But I realized if I was going to continue to write, I needed to base it off of what I knew. And I was raised in a very prepper household. So like, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a prepper because I know preppers who are way more advanced than I am. But I mean, we have our bug out bags with our life straws and our iodine tablets and with water filtration. I actually haven't made one for my kids yet. I don't know why. I probably should. But we have our gear, you know, ready to go. We always have filled gas tanks. Like we always lived, and even before I married my father. I swear to God. But anyway, so my husband's the same way. Like, you know, I've always been taught there's a certain way to live, you know, always being prepared. So I'm like prepared or survivalist. I was taught in survivalist training. My dad actually taught survivalist for the Marine Corps. Or my dad redid the survival program for the Marine Corps, and that was his kind of claim to fame, like through his military career. So I grew up doing all of that. So it's kind of like it's in my blood, I guess. But I don't claim myself as a prepper just because, like I said, I know people are more prepared than I am. I know how to survive and how to prepare, and we're ready. But I don't have long-term, you know, it's funny. So I don't have the long-term prepping stuff done, like long-term sustainability. Mine is always a bug out plan. Like, where do I get to? I know, like, to get cross country or up to, you know, like there's certain places we have like locations we could go to. So that was always my plan. But then after the Corona thing, I'm like, I need to be more sustainable here. And so like your story, your first, your dystopia, or the dystopia journey, the first book in your series, when she uses the solar oven, I'm like, that was one of the things like I've been thinking of. And I'm like, I need a solar oven now. Like we need sustainable products, not stuff that, you know, like our grill, or we have a portable grill, but it's not enough like sustainable long-term. So like little things like that, like it kind of said, oh.
Well, did you see? I told everybody how to make one out of a cardboard box.
Did you? Where did you do that?
It's in my, it's either the first or the third book.
I don't think they did
of the dystopia series. Yeah.
Was that the shower? No, not the shower. No, she had the solar oven, I thought. She made biscuits on the bank.
Yep, they make it in the book out of a cardboard box.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and read that again now.
Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you. You get a cardboard box and you line it black, bottom, and then you put aluminum foil around it, and you make it clear with, you can use saran wrap, anything. It's got to have a lid so that the heat will get in there and circulate. And, I've actually done it with a cardboard box. And I mean, the real solar ovens that you buy, they're so much better. But the cardboard box will do it. If you know, you have to put black on the bottom, and that helps create the heat that rises. And then, you know, around the sides and the top, you put on the aluminum foil, and you leave it open so that the sun can come in.
Are the temperature cookings the same as like the the solar ovens? I was kind of researching them. Are the temperature cookings the same, or are temperatures get there the same as an oven, or?
I don't think it's quite as effective, but hey, if you're, you know, on the side of a road and you find some stuff, it'll work in a pinch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's some of the stuff I tried to share. People ask me, you know, how long, you know, have you been doing prepping and stuff like that? And I was like, I was born that way. My favorite person on earth was my grandmother, who lived through the Depression, and she used to tell me stories, and I'd be listening to every word.
Oh.
And oh yeah, she and then of course my mom was the same way. So I was born this way, you know. So that's my excuse. I don't know what anybody else's is, but that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
It's just in your blood. You can't change it. Well, it's funny because I think I had mentioned something, the dystopian novel that I wrote. I wanted to write something totally different from the genre I had first written my novel in, and then I realized I'm still going back to prepper base. I'm still discussing certain things like the survival aspects, but I don't know how to get away from them. I'm like, am I destined to be a prepper writer? But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, book 2, obviously book 2's not out yet. You can pre-order it, but book 2 is very prepper based. Like, she basically is just living in the wild instead of going back to the realm, the spirit realm or whatever. And because she had wanted so much to get away from it all, and so, but living there doesn't it's not a part of her destiny. I'm not gonna give anything away. Never mind. We'll just leave it. But
yeah, you don't want to give stuff away. I will put in the comments here when we're all done. I'll go ahead and put the link up, but it is already in our group, The Written Apocalypse. You can find the link to that book. It's in there. We put it up the other day when you released. So
you guys are awesome.
It's still in there, but I'll also toss it in the comments along with the I know our pre-order just went live today as well.
For book 2?
Yeah.
Exciting.
So let's talk about the game that we all play. I don't know if Nancy's on here or not, but she should get her butt in here and give a listen, because I know I saw Allie somewhere. Allie Maloney and Nancy, y'all better, you know, hop into our little chat here on the thing. Now, Jeff Thompson did a game for us, and were we in the undead one for that one?
Yeah, the zombie undead.
It was the written undead, yeah. And I have to say that you were one of the best teammates. And there's Allie. Allie, were you the one with the
cherry bomb?
We call it zombie repellent chapstick.
I think you called me zombie bait. I was like, screw you guys, zombie bait.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We threw you out there to distract the zombies, and it was the most fun. I have to say, you know, Heather has been. Yep, it was Allie. Allie was the one with the zombie repellent chapstick, and we had the best time.
Oh, I was dying laughing. That's how I felt like I met you guys, like, because I know like, you asked me to join, and then I was doing, you know, trying to help out the group. But then when we did that game, I was like, oh, okay, these girls are fun. We'll do this.
Oh yeah, we are a tribe. Oh, and Allie reminds us of the chainsaw. Don't forget the chainsaw.
Oh, well, no, it was Peckerhead. I thought Peckerhead was our secret. No, that was the very end when they were trying to find the secret weapon. I was like, it's gonna be Peckerhead. It's gonna be Peckerhead. Like, what else can it be right now?
Yep, we sick Peckerhead on everybody. And I kept trying to, you know, kill him and eat him. I figured we were going to be starving, and Nancy wouldn't let me. I was trying to kill the damn thing. And So he ended up saving us. So that was a good time. That was
a good time. Does Jeff, I haven't seen, he did one for the horror group, but then I think nobody showed at that last minute.
He did one in the Written Apocalypse group. Allie's laughing. He did one in the Written Apocalypse group too.
Yeah,
I don't think it was quite as hopping as the Undead group.
Oh, that one had, no. That one had the edible plants that caused potential hallucinations. Okay, he basically had pot plants growing in a freaking underground bunker. Yeah, I remember that one. That was fun too. And then we had like Sergio in Mexico serving us drinks at the end. I don't even know how we ended up in Mexico.
That's right too. That's right too. We were having drinks and getting high. That was in the Apocalypse one, right?
It was.
Yeah. We have the best time in the Written Apocalypse, I just gotta say.
Those are fun, Jeff, if you're even paying attention, which I can't see if you are, probably not.
Well, Jeff has had to go back to driving a truck. So I don't see him on tonight, but I'm sure he'll see it at some point. But I have to say, if Dave says that we ain't right.
Why? We were having a good time. You can't knock a girl for having fun.
That's right, yeah. And the other Dave, he says he thinks that's what makes our books so good. Yeah, because we have fun. We enjoy it. We enjoy what we do. And, we need to have more games like that in the group. I really do think. I think we need to do some more fun stuff because we had I was crying. I was laughing so hard. I mean, tears just running down my face. Oh, look! The Overseer! That's what mine thinks he is. Mine thinks he's the Overseer. So,
I feel like engagement probably has been a little down just because
because of everybody's stuff. Just watching TV. I know I am. I'm like binging Game of Thrones. Are you binge watching anything?
We actually are watching the Upload. Have you seen Upload yet? I'm very into dystopia now that I'm writing like hardcore.
No, I haven't seen that. I was watching the 100 a little while ago.
I watched the first season of that and then I didn't finish it. But Upload is it's like basically everybody uploads their conscious to a drive, and then the drive lives out eternity in like a computer program. Which it was funny because I was like writing this book, and then this just came out, and they're like, "Oh, that's kind of weird. It's kind of like your book." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna watch it." Seriously, hold on. But, no, it's funny. It's funny, weird, funny. What else did we just finish? We watch a lot.
I don't know. There are like 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, so
it's
between that and Walking Dead. What?
We're on Vikings.
Oh, Vikings? Oh my God, yeah, that's so good. I love that. I always post that all the time when I'm feeling all like Betty badass and everything. I put up Lagatha.
Well, that was who you were in the game. You were like the Shield made Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Lagatha. She's my favorite. Game of Thrones, I loved Khaleesi. She was my barbarian. Literally since the first season, I was like,
oh, I love her. Yeah.
Everyone's like, you're not supposed to root for the barbarians. I'm like, I'm rooting for the barbarians. That's who I want to win.
Oh, totally. Yep. Oh, and you know who else is? What's the little one's name? Arya. Yeah, I just love her. She is just merciless.
Speaking of young children and your books, I'm halfway through. I kind of don't want a spoiler alert, but where did this whole that they were like the resistance? Where are they from? Are they like from the capital or from the rich area? Like these kids, Kale and
Zyla. It comes out. You got to read book 2. Book 2 is coming out, and it all comes out. And it was funny because what really inspired this book is. I actually wrote the timeline and everything a little while ago, the general idea of it. And I was doing, because I go to school and I have to do like these discussion posts. And, sometimes I always say that there's a bunch of simpering idiots in there. And we were talking about, I don't even know how, I think it was like linguistics class or some shit like that. And somebody was like, I hate the word Trump or something because it represents a card that wins or something like this. And I'm like, that's an oxymoron, right? because you hate the winning card. That just doesn't work that way. And so then somebody was talking about, the China social score and how you can't travel and you can't do so many things if you have a low social score, which has got the whole mind going. And then, so that's where all of that came. All of that came from some dumb discussion thing at school that I thought to myself, you guys are a bunch of idiots. And you would love this social score so that you can be told what to do every day of your life. And because you're not smart enough to figure out what to do on your own, I suppose. I don't know. I was just livid. And I wrote this big, long post with huge 50-cent words because she's like, I just like juxtaposition. Whatever, I can't even say the doggone word because it makes me sound smart. And I wrote these great big words that the professor said that he had to look up because he didn't know what they meant. And I said, that didn't help me be smart now, did it? Because you didn't understand a word I said. So that is like where, and Nancy's yelling at me, no spoilers, Heather, no spoilers.
Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I just wanted to know. That's funny. But, that's always my favorite. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say, it's always my favorite when readers are like, so what happens next? You're like, I don't know yet. Like, until it's written.
Because I don't.
I know, we gotta write it first. But no, the college thing, I actually just finished my degree in December while I was writing all these books, my second degree, but it's just a bachelor's in English. So I was like, that's where I kind of went. I was like, if I want to write, let me try to study more about it. And then
That's how I ended up.
Right? Well, and then you say you're a master's in marketing right now, right?
Yeah, it's kicking my butt.
Yeah, I thought about that, but then I'm like, I'm done with school for a while, like a long while, because it's annoying. But what was I gonna say? Oh, the linguistics class. Are you still in it or? No,
I graduated last May.
Oh, you graduated?
No, I graduated with the bachelor's.
Oh, with the bachelor's last May, and then now you're working on that. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, linguistics was actually really fun for me because I kind of was one of my last classes. So I told the professor to screw himself pretty much, and I started writing about linguistics in literature because there wasn't, business linguistics or whatever they wanted. I was like, no, I'm going to write linguistics and fiction literature because dialogue's my favorite. Like, I love writing dialogue back and forth, and that's my strong suit is dialogue. I noticed. So I kind of started picking apart different authors and doing. And he was like, that's not what we really meant. I was like, am I getting a passing grade? Am I meeting all your hit or your wickets? He was like, you are, but that's not. Whatever. That was fun. Yeah, but a lot of stuff came from school too. I guess that's one of the fun things about it. You get to explore yourself and buck the system. I said buck, not F. Sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes I get that way too, and I went around with my professor a couple of times.
Oh, how did they feel? Did you ever bring up the prepping stuff to them?
Yeah, a couple of times. Very, very minor. You just throw it out there like word vomit or whatever. And most of the time they just kind of glaze right over it. They don't even, it wasn't until I challenged her whole thing. And that's when I used the word oxymoron. I'm like, this is kind of an oxymoron,
Yeah. So did you ever notice, because that was one of the big takeaways I got from a lot of especially more, I'm not one way or the other, I'm a registered independent, so I'm not knocking anybody, but I noticed that a lot of the teachers, what they are implementing in school has a lot to do with I want to say, not conspiracy theories, but they say people who don't trust the government or don't trust a certain thing, that they kind of have a less educated mentality. And I was like, I don't find that true at all, because I feel like being able to think deeper, but they say well, if you can't take something as fact, it's because you can't process it. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Have you noticed that? Or yeah.
I've noticed I've noticed a lot. And honestly, I just throw stuff in there, get my grade and try to learn what I can learn without, which sometimes it's hard, without allowing the politics, because it's inevitable. They do put, even the professors have put politics into the mix. And I got big words, buddy, especially a marketing class, because, these are more business type people. So when I throw big words at them, they tend to be like, But
Honestly, the
I
one
don't
thing I
like politics in
I don't.
school.
You don't like distance school?
I don't like having politics inserted into my education, whether I like it or not. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I say so.
Yeah. That used to get me in a lot of trouble when I was younger. I actually dropped out of college to join the Navy just because of how much I was a rebel back then. I'm more toned down now. Yeah, that was crazy then. Yeah, I know. What is the thing with school? I'm like, I'm really good at bullshitting, so I'm like a straight A, like summa cum laude student because I'm great at that, and I can write papers. No.
Yep, I do that too. When all else fails, I just baffle them with bullshit.
Bullshit is the way to go. If anybody is actually in college reading this, besides this, I'm sorry, do your best.
Yeah. And if you're, in my class, just ignore me. I didn't say that. Erase that.
Oh man. So the Written Apocalypse, where did this start at? It started with your podcast, or?
Yeah. It started with I started doing a podcast on the Prepper Podcast. I own Prepper Podcast Radio Network, and I had an opening in the programming, and I just wanted to fill it. And being a writer myself, I thought, well, what better way to offer some readers? And this was started back in late 2017. I started doing the show. So then I opened a group, and it didn't really do much at first, and then I started trying to bring authors into it, and that's when we really started to gain some more visibility. And then it's only been this past month that we've decided to go with video, which it's kind of been a hit or miss thing with me, because first of all, I stutter and can't sit still, and which was really great when I was doing the just a plain old podcast. I'd get up, walk around the house, and do whatever it was I was doing, but now I kind of have to sit still, and I just make a cup of coffee and sit here. Y'all notice I have a different cup every time.
That's why I like the phone, because I like walk around the house when I'm doing the lives. Normally I'm like, you just follow me. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I can't even sit through movies for the most part. I did sit through Hunger Games, though. I love Hunger Games. Most movies I can't even sit
That was
through.
A good movie.
I like them.
Yeah, I can sit through a movie. I've actually sat through The Stand.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you're one up on me. I gotta move.
Yep, that's like 6 hours.
Actually, when I was a kid, so I don't know if you ever seen Gone with the Wind, but Scarlet. They did a remake of Scarlet book. I sat through that one because I was so obsessed with Gone with the Wind and Scarlet when I was like in 4th grade. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, so how is the connection? Because I know it's Written Apocalypse, but then there's also Written Undead. And there's Written Horrors and Written Dystopia were subsets of this.
Well, it just kind of did a thing. I wanted to have a token zombie author, so I had Javin Bonds. And Javin is... everybody always says that he can do no wrong where I'm concerned. And if anybody's listening, he's a dick. But he's my friend who's a dick. And he can do anything he wants in my book. So he was kind of being a dick, and he wanted his own group. So I created Written Undead just for him. Okay. And I actually had an author who got mad at him and said, you need to get him out of the group. And I said, actually, no. It was created for him. So, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I adore Javin. So that's where we got Written Undead. And then I had some other authors that come in and said, well, we like horror and stuff like that. So then I started the horror. And then we decided to figure out that all of us decided to write dystopian books. So we just threw it out there for the dystopian. Now, I don't really... I know, it was so weird.
But speaking, if anybody's listening, join Written Dystopia. We'll get you some dystopian books.
Yep, because there's some other authors in there. But, Javin pretty much runs the Written Undead. I just come in and put my foot down sometimes, and that's about all about all I do over there. I pretty much pay attention to the written apocalypse, and I've kind of left the dystopian one to y'all.
I'm trying here. I was trying to get people over. I don't know. It's been like a crazy week this week with like launch week and everything.
It takes time, and it did take time, but it's all organic. You know, I figured that the best way to grow it is organic. You know, we could place ads or do all kind of stuff, and you get a lot of people, but you may not get the right people.
That's what, like, I've been worried about.
It takes time and it grows.
That's what I've even been worried about, like advertising. So I haven't touched on any type of paid advertising really yet. Maybe you'll throw some like $10 at Facebook trying to figure it out, but I can't figure it out. But I'm like, I don't know, like what organic reach, because I like the user interface or reader interface. Like, you know, when I'm talking to a reader and then they just recommend it to their friends, and I'm getting, you know, like very natural, organic engagement. And even like my newsletter, I said I'd try it, but it's not like huge, but it's the people, I have like 100% click open rate, you know, like now because I'm slowly engaging. So I'm like, how long do I continue to do this, or do I try to like blow it up, or do I look at this as a long game? I don't know. That's where I'm kind of stuck right this moment. So
I do look towards the long game. My newsletter it's actually a prepper newsletter, and I've been doing it from the Prepper podcast for quite a while. So it's a big list, and I've actually pared it down. It started out, I had like 12,000, and I'm not trying to pay for that. So, you know, if people didn't open it, I kind of put them on a back burner one and send only major updates to that section of the list, or, I think that the ones where the open rate are higher is, you know, definitely worth, I mean, because if you're paying, because you pay, you know, for the number of subscribers.
I'm low in the MailChimp lane. I don't have to pay yet.
But you have to pay for the subscribers now. Like mine is like 7,000 right now. So, you know, I have to pay for these subscribers if I'm sending all these emails, and I pared it down so that I didn't have to pay every month for them. But those, you know, I mean, those types of things I think are just, they're hit or miss sometimes, because sometimes it depends on, because it is a prepper newsletter, it depends on the other content that I put in it, not so much the books, but see where yours is, centered around the books. The people are specific. And so, you know, while I have a large newsletter, sometimes I only get like 50% open. You know, I won't even get 100%.
Honestly, no, even 50% supposedly is great. If they were saying anything higher than 40 is like golden. So you're fine.
Well, I mean, it's a prepper newsletter. They should all open it.
Right.
Because people need to be prepared. Look at us. We're all sitting in our houses. I wanted to ask you a question. Dave, I'll put up a link to get onto the newsletter. Dave is asking how to get on the newsletter list. I will get a link up for you. But anyway, I want to ask you a question. Now, most of us go, and especially with the post-apocalyptic genre, most of us do research. We have to figure things out. For example, my favorite thing to quote is that people might wonder about me because I was searching for the outward physical signs of cannibalism. So can you tell us, would your Google search history raise an eyebrow?
Well, I have something like even better for you. So obviously we know that we can find, so my event in the post-apocalypse one was definitely like nuclear. It was a nuclear war pretty much with a new world order. You know, I kind of took a little bit of most of the theories, you know, like Agenda 21 and Agenda 30, and I smashed them all together, creating like a fictional, like realistic fictional, I guess I'd say, story. And it was for young adults, like, because I wanted to make it cool. So it is a little like lesser than that. But anyway, so I wanted to have the knowledge behind it when I started researching. So obviously, you know, like most of the maps of radioactive fallout, like where it would affect, like those are readily available online. Towards my third book, I was attacking certain military bases. So I'm checking out their aircraft carriers. I'm checking out like what they would have at each base. So my Google search history is like nuclear warhead explosives, where how many airplanes are at 29 Palms Marine Corps base, and it's just very, so like this is so I already think the FBI is coming for me. But then I took it a step further, and I don't know if you know about the I'm probably gonna get the FBI at my door after saying this, but the Hawthorne bunkers, I used to live by them. So the Hawthorne bunkers are bunkers on a military base in northern Nevada, and that's where they've been storing stuff for a while. Well, so I call my dad and I'm asking him, like, what do they have there? My dad's in Washington. I'm in Maryland right now, so my husband got orders. So I'm calling my dad over the phone. And I was like, Dad, what are in those bunkers? He's like, oh, they've been stockpiling munitions since World War II. And I was like, you think there's nukes in there? He's like, maybe. So we're over the phone and the phone would keep crackling. And so every time it would crackle, I'd be like, listen, it's a fiction novel. It's a fiction novel. I'm sorry, don't arrest me. So literally my entire search history is basically I look like a terrorist. There's nothing I can do about it.
Oh yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah. It was actually a little traumatizing because there was anytime you hear that crackle on the phone, and I knew it was long distance, but I'm like, I swear, please don't listen in. My dad's like, they're fine. They show up, just tell them to go away. I'm like, no, Dad, like, I don't want to shoot out over this.
Yep.
Yeah. Good time. Oh,
You always have to be, you always have to be careful or wonder. It's like almost a disclaimer out there when you're typing. I'm a writer and I want to know.
I know, right? I didn't mean to. Please don't. Actually, I saw a friend of mine. He's a military writer. They served with my husband. He's an independent author too. His books are a little out. They're very military centric, military, Marine Corps, grunt Marine Corps gruesome. So, but he was talking about it. He was like, yeah, it's like, he's like, or we posted a meme or something, but it was basically like the FBI. He's like, FBI, please don't come search my house. They're like, you're cool, dude. You need a beta reader for that shit. And I'm like, all right, let's go with that. Like maybe they think we're fine. I don't know. Yeah, part of me though feels like they're gonna show up in any minute.
Yeah, we're probably both on somebody's list somewhere.
Right. Well, I'm like researching how to like take over the country. Like, yeah, I didn't mean to. Really, I'm a mom. I've got toddlers. I write. Let it go. But so I did want to ask too though on yours. So you had done. The only thing I know about is dystopia, and then the Sun's Fury. You said something else. 9 millimeters. That's or 9 meals.
9 meals from anarchy. That's what the Sun's Fury is.
Okay.
There are actually 9 books outlined, and they're full novels, but they're just barely because it only chronicles the first 3 days of any event. And so all the events are different. My next event is Civil War. And then after that, it's a plague.
Okay.
And I have a very special cover model for the 3rd one.
Are you pushing the plague a little bit later? Or are you going to pull it in now?
Well, I was working on it pretty feverishly before all this happened, but then, I had a lot of people say that. Oh,
I got it.
I had a lot of people say that they're, because they hurried up and pushed out a plague book or something, and they said it didn't really do well. So since I've been planning it for a little while, and it's part of the bigger plan. I have like all of them. There's nuclear war, there's Yellowstone, there's an asteroid, there's aliens, there's you name it, everything. There's the first 3 days, that first 9 meals, because it's based on a saying that I've used since I first started doing the podcast, that Sir Alfred Henry Lewis said that we are only 9 meals from anarchy.
Yeah.
It says mankind is only 9 meals from anarchy. So I decided that I just wanted to do, they're all standalone, just one novel. And I already got dinged on that because the first one, everybody's like, hey, wait a minute, we want to know what happens, because I only go the first 3 days. So, the good thing is I may put them up for, I just put them up for, I'm thinking about just putting them up once I get them done, for a shared world type of a thing where people can go ahead and take off with it if they want to, because I don't plan to write another one. I have a whole nother series outlined already.
What are the benefits of doing that? Because this is the second time I've heard you mention this whole shared world thing. I've never, remember I'm new literally not even a full year in this field.
A lot of people write in other shared worlds, excuse me. As an author, it's kind of like writing fan fiction.
Okay.
Where
So
you are writing in a world that's already been created for you. The scenario has already been created, and the basis for it is already. It's like being the person who came in and wrote Fear the Walking Dead after The Walking Dead started. Mm-hmm. So everything is already there. You just take it off in another direction, or do a different group, or something like that.
How does that work with How does that work with publishing? Does it all tie back into like the original books? Like you sell it as a series with other people doing it, so they write the series and you, or
the only way they can get permission to write in the in the shared universe is that they have to publish it through the publishing company. So because the people who, and I'm going to do another one moving forward. I actually put this up and asked for people to do it in Authors of the Apocalypse, that group there. And I'm going to do another one after we finish this one. And the people that are doing it right now, it's really cool because I have 5 authors that are doing it, and we all write alternatively. And the benefit to the authors who write the original series is that, and I didn't put this out there on purpose because I wanted the people who wanted to write it. Mm-hmm. But it provides a passive income. And what happens is Angry Eagle Publishing actually pays some of the highest royalties in the industry. And we will still maintain the highest royalties. However, part of the royalties are dedicated to go back to the original authors from all of the books that are written through the shared universe. So the original authors write the first 3 books, and they get the royalties and stuff from those books. But after that, if you were to write, like, say, a 3-book series off of it in this universe, you would still get the high royalties that the publishing company pays out, but a portion of the royalties that the publishing company hangs on to goes to the original authors, even though they have no part in your book at all. They get a little tiny kickback from all the other stuff that's written in the shared universe. So it's just a great way to, one, get your name out there. I always choose one unknown, someone who hasn't published yet that I've been working with, because I do a lot of mentoring. Mm-hmm. So I have one unknown, and then there are 4. I actually wrote in the first one, so there's myself and then 3 other pretty well-known authors that are writing in the first one. So it's just a way for a lot of people like to write fan fiction. They don't like to have to come up with the ideas, but they do love to write. So it's a great way to get it out there, and it also makes the original authors a little bit of money, but also gives them it's a little claim to fame there going on. Where
very neat. Yeah, I never heard something like that. So I still feel like I have so much to learn. I feel like I learned one thing, and then literally it turned around a corner, and I've got to learn something else completely. So
it's always, I learn every single day, every day. I saw something about it, and then I started looking into Star Trek. Star Trek and Star Wars are universes that have a lot of fan fiction. Mm-hmm. People are constantly writing these little books, the Star Trek and Star Wars, but Star Trek is one of the ones that's actually been syndicated. So, I mean, you have the original Star Trek series, right? But then you have like Star Trek Next Generation, you have Voyager, you have Deep Space Nine, you have, and they're still going. I mean, they just come out with the new one, Picard or something like that. So it's all based in the same universe. They all have the Federation, they all have the Ferengi, they all have the Klingons and the Vulcans, and I mean, it's all the same thing, just different stories.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I never really thought of it. Yeah, I guess. Post-apocalyptic is considered science fiction, right? So yeah. Okay. Huh. I'm learning something new every day. Thank you for the lesson.
So do I. I do too. Do you have a website?
We do. It's www.heatherkcarson.com.
Heather
Hey, Carson. Sorry.
kcarson.com.
Yeah, Heather Carson was taken. It's a popular name.
Heather what?
Oh, I said Heather Carson, I guess, was taken. It's a popular name, so you got to throw that K in there.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, DJ Cooper is also a basketball player.
Ah.
So I feel your pain. Which is why mine is Author of the Apocalypse, because nothing else sounded good. So I just said, screw it, I'm going totally off the rails here and getting
it works. It's good.
Yeah, heck yeah. And your next book, now your what is it? How do you pronounce that? Nocere?
The Nocere.
What?
The Nocere, it's Latin.
Nocere?
The Nocere. Yeah.
That one just released.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll do my little pitch real quick. The Nocere is a Haunting Dystopian Tale series book, and it's just released on Tuesday. But my box set for Project Dandelion actually just released a couple days prior to that, so don't forget that one came out. And then the next book, The World That Was, the more prepper, survival, apocalyptic-based version to this crazy story, comes out June 23rd, and that's still the Haunting Dystopian Tale, so you can find it. That's the name of the series. Yeah, that was my
awesome.
That I got. I'm really bad at it.
I will put a link in the comments here on the Facebook group, and this goes to YouTube, and we have a YouTube channel that this will be on, and yeah, hi YouTube, and it will also I pull the sound off it and upload it because we still broadcast through the Prepper Podcast Radio Network. So
hi Prepper Podcast too.
Yes, people listen to you driving down the street. So I will put a link in all of these platforms when I put it out there. Also, I just wanted to say that people can find more shows and archives if you go to prepperpodcast.com, which is now, it will take you to the website, but it is also poshpreppers.com, because we are in the process of rebranding. We've been doing that for about the past year, which would be why we have we call it POSH, which I thought was kind of savvy, it's like POSH, and that stands for Preparedness, Outdoors, Survival, and Homesteading. So we cover the four.
I'm sorry, I just remembered a girl named Prepper Jane. Have you ever heard of her?
I don't know if it's Prepper Jane or, yeah.
But I liked what she did with that, like took a female spin on the prepper thing, but I like the posh thing because it's like a female spin on it a little bit, but I like that.
It is, but people can find us over there, and they can find us in the Written Apocalypse group, which is where we live broadcast these, and that is facebook.com/groups/Written Apocalypse. And Heather, it's been a genuine pleasure to have you on the show, and I do promise to do that TikTok thing at some point. I'm still kind of terrified of TikTok.
Just be goofy and sarcastic. That's all I get away with.
Yeah, I know. I get sucked into it. The thing's a black hole.
I know, it really is.
It is worse than Pinterest, I swear.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh my God. And then the ooh-ee-ooh-ah guy. I don't know if you've seen him with the eyebrows. Have you seen him?
I have.
Stop watching him. He's so stupid. It's funny.
Pretty dumb. You should have heard my husband on it. He's like, "You're not doing this. You're like a creepy mom. Get off there." I'm like, "But it's so addicting. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna just be stupid, and then I'm gonna go for it."
No. I loved your one with the toilet paper roll. And,
the boys. Yeah, we were bored out of our minds that day. It was the first day of quarantine. I was like, let's just do TikTok.
No, you were doing the one your husband left the laundry on the floor.
Oh no, Chicago! I saw the Chicago challenge and I about died. I love Chicago. I was like, babe, all I need you to do is lay on the floor. He's like, for what? I was just like, just lay on the floor. Yeah, good times. Those are fun.
At least he cooperates, so that's fun. So what's your TikTok handle so people can find you over there, because it's flipping hilarious. You got to see it. I'm posting it.
Heather Carson Author. It's just TikTok at Heather Carson Author. Same with my Instagram.
Heather Carson Author.
Heather Carson
on TikTok. Yeah, go find her over there. I'm going to find that and post it on Facebook because it's flipping funny. It's hilarious. It's so funny. I cracked up. I must have watched it like 8 times.
It's actually a bad video because the sound cut out at the end, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going with it. Like, it was good.
It was really, really cute.
I do want to see this TikTok. I think you've got the sarcasm down. I think you can rock TikTok too. Most of it's just sarcastic.
Yeah, I can be sarcastic. It's not always a good thing.
I know, me either. I feel like it never comes across well.
No, I just kind of come across as an asshole.
I do too. It's okay. I try to be nice though. What? Yes, I love it. I didn't see that the whole time. Oh, I love it.
I am a closet asshole.
Wait, do you write sarcastically too? Pick your sensitivity.
I can yes, sometimes I do.
I had to, so my first book, I didn't realize how sarcastic I was being, and everybody read it like, take it out. If you had to tone it down, it's too much. I was like, I thought it was funny. Yeah, I'm learning.
I can be. I think I am like growing into the sarcasm because I really can be sarcastic, but I try to, and I was talking to somebody not long ago, and he was trying to tell me, to just be you, relax, just get out there. And I always try to come off with like this professional persona. And, one day I threw out a litany of cuss words. I made shit up. There were so many cuss words, And my mother gets on Facebook and she was mortified. Everybody else was like, yeah, go, My mother was mortified. And, people were saying to me about, my tirade on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, I had to take that down, and it's like, because that's how I grew up. My mother was like, oh my goodness, you can't, you can't say that, don't cuss or this, that. So I don't, but I'm gonna tell you what, I make shit up when I'm cussing. I'm from Boston, okay? Because when I get mad, you know where I'm from.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. When I get mad, I sound like I come from Boston, and I will say every cuss word in the book and make shit up. I swear to God, I will. And but I do not try to put it out there, because you got to try to come off as this professional person, right? I mean, I run the podcast and I own a publishing company, and sometimes I think I'm just too stuffy. I just try to get out there and cut up and
relax. Well, it was funny because I actually told my husband earlier. Are we still on? We're off. Or?
No, we're still on.
Okay, well, whatever. But I told my husband earlier, I was like, I'm kind of nervous. I watched everybody else jump on and they look so professional. I was like, I'm never going to come across like that. I love it. Just keep going. Wait.
Allie asked me if it's Ranger Up coffee cup. I'm like, no, it's Black Rifle coffee.
But my husband asked me, or he's like, well, what are you expecting? And he's like, go put on a suit. I was like, I'm not putting on a suit. Then I'd be really uncomfortable, and that are even worse.
I got tattoos hanging out, even though you can't see them because of my green screen.
That's fine. It just blends in with your apocalypse. That's right. No, I feel like you just have to be comfortable with it. Like, who cares? We're on quarantine. I almost wore pajama pants, but I kept my jeans on. I was like, I can hide my pajama pants.
I have sweats on. I put a nice shirt on. I look okay from here up.
I almost did that.
Last week's I had jammy pants on and slippers.
I usually have pajamas on for my lives.
Why bother to get dressed, I mean,
I wish my children would stay naked at this time in my life. You know how much laundry I've been doing for the past freaking couple of months? Like, I changed 5 outfits a day. We're home. Nobody cares what you wear.
That's
times.
Right. That's right.
Good times. Yeah.
I've adopted like this. What?
I was gonna say, how are you holding up, by the way, up in your neck of the woods for the quarantine stuff? You doing all right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of antisocial anyway. So I'm a writer. Come on.
But the option is always nice.
Huh?
The option is always nice, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on the weekends or whatever, I'll go out like shooting and do stuff like that. And when I can get dragged out to do it, I work like all the time, the time. constantly from the minute I get out of bed until, I don't know, what is it, 8:30? I still got a schoolwork project that I have to do. I may kick it to the side and go binge watch a couple episodes of Game of Thrones.
Relax.
Just because it gives me attitude and it makes me feel like, I may have to switch over to Vikings, though. I love that show. Lagatha was the bomb. She was just.
Oh, she's good. She disappeared though. She's in we're in season 7.2 or something. I don't know if you got that far.
I haven't made it that far.
Okay, never mind. No spoilers.
Yeah, they killed Ragnar, and I was just like, I don't want to watch it no more.
Yeah. By the end though, Ragnar was pissing me off. Ragnar was pissing me off.
Ragnar.
Yeah.
He what?
Ragnar was pissing me off a little bit by the end. He was getting a little too.
Yeah, he was kind of being he made me mad when he got with that other chick. I was glad she killed her.
Yeah, he's a little power hungry. Got a little crazy. It's Bjorn. Bjorn's my favorite. He's always been my favorite throughout the whole thing. Even when he did stupid stuff on his wife, I was like, you're my favorite. You're a Viking. We'll forgive you.
Yep, he's my favorite too.
Yeah, it's funny because
except for Lagatha, I like her. She's cool.
Yeah, she's cool. Bjorn's wife. What was her name? She's
the one with the face, the scar.
No, not the short black hair. The long blonde dreads that's like Lagatha's right-hand girl. Does she have a scar?
I don't remember her name.
I liked her too. I can't remember her name either. She's a good one. Took care of their kids.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Well,
we're running a little late.
Allie says her son asked her what it would take for her to stop making TikToks. Never stop, Allie. Never stop.
Are you making TikToks? Allie, are you on TikTok? Find me on TikTok. I will follow you and pump you up.
Yeah, I'm going to go hunt her down on TikTok, too. I didn't know she was there. I just lurk. I do a whole lot of lurking. I think I have like one real video up there of me making soup. Because I was testing it out. I'm like, how does this damn thing work? I had never done it.
It's so weird. And it's like the weirdest. So that's what I was saying, like when we were talking about social media, I think on one of the author group things was obviously, so I tailored my last classes toward marketing. It's not as advanced as you are, but I kind of was trying to focus on social media marketing and Instagram. Like they said, like if you were on Instagram in the beginning, you're a major influencer now. I wasn't even on social media until I really started this author thing. I tried to pump it up, because I just didn't care before, but now I see, and it's addicting now. But anyway, so they were saying TikTok is the new thing, and like these are 16, 17, 18-year-olds on there. In 5 to 10 years, they're going to be your buying like demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Jump on it now. And it was funny because one of the marketing chicks I was speaking with, she was like, "Jump on this now, do it." I was like, "Okay, how do I TikTok?" She was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't have one." Well, why are you telling me all this?
Right.
So I jumped on.
Yeah, I just did a paper where we were, comparing social medias and stuff like that. And Facebook is still the largest, but it is dropping. And for as new as TikTok is, it has jumped up already. So you give that another year, and it's people are into videos. Yeah. They really are. And these are short, click.
Well, we went from like long conversations on Facebook to short snippets on Twitter to more picture oriented on Instagram, and then people, like, okay, I like the videos now. It's just short videos, like the 15-second videos. No, it was YouTube videos and then shorter videos. So it's just kind of how tastes have changed, I guess, over the last.
Yeah. People's attention spans are about this big.
Right. Nobody wants to read, but I like I said, every platform is good because like Facebook is good for interacting and talking. I feel like. I like Instagram because I like the pictures and I get like a lot of engagement on there, shorter engagement. I don't know how to do Twitter, so that's whatever. And then the TikTok thing I joked on as a joke, but that's fun. Like it is because you get to see these challenges and do them. But I was going to tell you, so the algorithms with TikTok are just out there. There is no rhyme or reason to it at all. Like you can't advertise on it yet, which they're saying that they're starting to implement like or advertising from big name brands.
Are they?
You can't pay as a business thing, but if you set up a business account, then maybe later you can. But it's like one video will get no views, and all of a sudden the next one gets. I did a stupid video with my husband. We were eating pie in the truck when the babysitter was in the house, and it's like got 200,000 views. I'm like, how did that happen? Like it's just a random thing.
I have like, oops. That's that stupid dance.
Are we doing TikTok?
Yeah. I was trying to see, like, yeah, I have like 12 followers right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, my soup got 29 views.
Right. And it's just random people that, you know, and then it like the more, so I think it's the more content you add, the more they show your videos. The more original content you have, I guess they show it. Or sometimes they say it's not, I don't know. There is no rhyme or reason to it. But something will pop up, a bunch of people will see it, you know, and then they follow and then they share and stuff. So, and the good thing is, even if say you put your book on now, and then 10 videos from now, you got a lot of likes. But even then, like there's no guarantee that the previous videos of yours won't be circulated through everybody's For You page. Oh, make sure you're tagging For Your page, or hashtag FYP, or a hashtag For Your page when you do it.
FYP. See, I'm gonna have to learn from you now.
It's just a TikTok thing. I'm figuring it out. It's kind of fun.
Allie's not telling us her
I'm
TikTok.
really good at research, Allie. I'm gonna find you.
I know. I've just been looking. I was looking for her. I didn't see her.
Oh.
I'll get it out of her.
Good.
Yes. Well, I am off to go do some whatever.
I'm
something.
gonna go put on pajamas and binge watch something now. I was supposed to write today, but I figured I'd rather hang out with you.
Yep. Me too. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
And so, I mean, it's been great fun. It's been a great chat, and we'll chat more.
Okay.
And
thanks for letting me talk about my book. I'm gonna like throw a little side.
Yeah. Put it up there. Let's see it. Let's see it. I'm gonna put the link to this book in the comments. And it is MALISONG.
Damn it, Ellie! I don't have a pin. I'm gonna check the comments later. It's okay.
I found her.
Did she write it?
Oh, she's got a shit ton of followers.
Does
Holy
she?
crap.
Ah. Is
Look
it
at
fun?
you go, girl.
Is she dancing? I want to see. Oh God. Okay. I need to like
I
find her.
know. I don't see any dancing yet.
God, dance. It's funny because normally I don't dance like I normally dance on TikTok, but on TikTok I'm like, oh, just do it slow and kind. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't dance.
Oh. You don't dance, like just goofing around? I headbang sometimes too. Get some rock going.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, I will be talking to you. You have a great night. It's been awesome.
You too. Have a nice night. Thanks for having me on.